Good morning, everyone, and thanks for watching this live stream. I am Giuseppe, J360 Tech Manager. Nice to meet you.
Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is John Doyle. I'm also a GA360 Tech Manager based out of Northern Europe.
This session is the second part of the Audience Strategies live stream. But let's see the agenda in details. In today's agenda, we have 6 items. We'll start with a quick review of the last session. Then we'll talk how to leverage the power of machine learning and advanced analysis in audience building. We'll talk about the CRM data into GA360 to build audiences. And then we'll talk about optimizes audience destination, ritual case study. This is a super interesting case study. And then, of course, last but not the least, we'll answer to your questions. Now, before giving the floor to John, please remember to sign up to our GMP biweekly newsletter if you want to receive the latest updates on products, industry, and training. Just go on our GMP live stream website, click on GMP newsletter, and fill out the form.
Perfect. Thank you, Juice. So I want to bring you through a review of the areas we cover in our first audience section, part 1. So what we covered was there's many measurable signals that we collect through Analytics 360 that help to inform customer intent. So within analytics, we see site behavior. So measurements like time on site, interactions, pages, and so on. We also collect key areas around e-commerce data, and you have your e-commerce reports, enhanced e-commerce. So we can actually drill down into products and so on and understand the value, etc. So we also have the CRM and offline signals, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail, but bringing in any of your additional data sources back into analytics to give you a whole holistic view of all your data. We also have shopping cart behavior, so we can understand users that go along a path to checkout, but probably drop off at a certain point as well. And we can build audiences on that. We also have the traffic source information, so we can understand where they came from, whether it's direct, social, and so on. We get a really good understanding of how each channel influences. Then we also just want to really the importance of the information that you're collecting in your Analytics 360 account. That's helping you to get great insights into your user behavior or your customer's intent on your site. We then want to be able to help you package that into audiences so you can do smarter media buys and show targeted ads across Google Ads or also across the Google Marketing Platform. When we look at this slide here, we want to show how everything talks to each other. So if you look at the bottom here, we've got Google Analytics 360. And first we'll look at when it's connected to all platforms. We've got a lot of data coming in. So we've got Google Ads connected, Display and Video 360, Optimize Google Ad Manager, and there's more to connect as well. But that helps to enhance all of the data that's going into your Analytics 360 and gives you a full holistic view of everything that's going on across the board. And we want to use that data then full circle by passing that back out in the form of audiences or goals for smart bidding in each respective platform as well. And we'll jump into that a little bit later.
Thanks, John. So, the power of machine learning and advanced analysis in audience building. The smart list. If at least once you created an audience list in GA using the audience builder, you notice the recommendation audience list. At the top of this list, there is the smart list. But what is it and how does it work? The smart list is a remarketing list created by Google to maximize your conversion. So the machine learning will analyze dozens of signals and your conversion data in order to enable GA to identify the user most likely to convert and create the audience list for you. So let Google create their marketing list for you. We recommend the smart list for all the users that are new to remarketing, but of course everyone can use it because it works very well. The session quality report. If you implemented the e-commerce tracking, if you have at least 1,000 of e-commerce transactions per month, once you are in GA in the reporting bar, under audience, you will be able to see the session quality report. But what is session in GA? A session in GA is a group of user interaction in a period of time. So think at a session as a container of user interaction in a given time frame. Thanks to the machine learning, with this report, analytics will be able to calculate the session quality metrics to estimate the user proximity to conversion, with a score that goes from 1 to 100. 1 means that there is a very low level of engagement, and so it's very far to convert. 100 means that there is a high level of engagement, and it means that probably is very close to convert. Thanks to this insight, you will be able to create a segment and use this segment as an audience list for your marketing or remarketing activities. The conversion probability. As per the session quality report, once you implemented the e-commerce tracking, and if you have at least 1,000 of e-commerce transactions, you will be able to see just below the session quality report also this other report, the conversion probability report. This is another great example of how machine learning works in GA. So thanks to the machine learning, analytics will calculate the probability of conversion of your users in the next 30 days, with a score that goes from 1 to 100. And as per the GA, as per the session quality report, thanks to this data, thanks to this insight, you can create a segment and use this segment as an audience for your activities, for example, to do remarketing activities in Google Ads or DV360.
And Giuseppe, I have a question. When you look at the session quality and the conversion probability reports, what would be kind of key differences between them?
This is a great question, John. Thanks for asking. So let's say that session quality is a session-based, and it is an evaluation of the past sessions. Conversion probability is a user-based, and it is a forward-looking metric. So this is the main difference between the two reports. Okay. Is it clear to you?
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Let's move on to the next slide. Custom funnel. So custom funnel is one of our custom reports, and it is available for GA36 only. So only for the premium version of Google Analytics. Thanks to this feature, you will be able to build a user-level ad hoc funnel and analyze the customer journey, the user behavior on this specific funnel. This is a good report because it lets you easily analyze the task completions. But not only for this, you can also easily identify if there is a stage in the funnel that, so it means also, for example, a website page that you should optimize, you should improve. This is not only a great report because of this, but it is also a good feature because from this report, in a few seconds, with just a couple of clicks, as you can see from our dynamic slide, you can easily create a remarketing list and use, for example, this remarketing list to engage with the people that dropped out from the funnel. Advanced analysis. This is another very great report available for GA360 only. And this report enables deeper customer journey analysis and insights using 3 different techniques. So the segment overlap, the advanced and custom funnel, this one is up to 10 stage. The previous one is up to 5 stage, and with the exploration technique. This report is super interesting because it will be able to generate for you the insights that you cannot generate with other reports. And thanks to these insights, based on these insights, you can create an advanced audience list and use this for your remarketing activities, for example.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Giuseppe. So I'm going to bring you through CRM remarketing and how it integrates with Google Analytics. So today as consumers, we're expecting more consistent, personalized ads when we're online shopping for things or we have looked at things. So to make that possible, enriching your data set is really important. The more signals, the more data you can have can really help to drive a personalized experience for existing customers, but also potential customers as well that have been browsing your site. And what we see is that 90% of organizations that have invested in joining their CRM data in with their web data through Analytics 360 have seen an increase in business profitability. So it really helps to drive personalized experience to boost sales. So we'll run through an example of how you can do that in Analytics 360, and Giuseppe will run through some of our other key integrations as well. So if we look at the next slide, we'll see CRM onboarding in Analytics 360. And primarily this is done via a feature called data import. And this will allow you essentially bring your CRM data in through a CRM ID and Google Analytics ID via custom dimensions. This will enable you to understand the connection between your online user behaviors to your offline user behaviors. So if we look on the right here, here's a segment that we've broken out. So you can see a customer who has spent greater than £500 in the last 6 months, or below that, if we bring in some more metrics and dimensions, we've got age being 25 to 35, gender being male, first item purchased 2 years ago, and lives in a certain region. So these are the kind of segments we can build or even enrich once we join both data sources. And on the next slide, I'd like to bring you through the kind of visualization of how this is implemented, so a step-by-step process. So when we're looking at joining your first-party data with your CRM remarketing data with Analytics 360, we get the Google CID and the CRM CID both to be captured online at the same time when it's going into either your analytics or also into your CRM system. Within your CRM system, that data is stored. So for this example, we've got a GA CID of 1234. We've got information about what type of member they are. They're classified as a loyalty member. We also then see how much they're valued, and then also the timestamp in which they transacted or visited the store. So what essentially happens then, via data import, your CRM system, all of the data there is passed over to Analytics 360. What happens to that data is essentially taking the unique CID, it maps it back. It matches the CRM data with the Google data within Analytics. And that all becomes visible in your GA user interface. And it really helps to enrich your marketing as well. So with that, I'd like to pass you over to Giuseppe to bring you through an example of some of our integrations with other CRM systems as well.
Thanks, John. I have a question for you. Is data import the only way to import CRM data into Google Analytics?
Very good question, Juice. It's not the only way to bring it in. There's also a feature called Measurement Protocol, which you can use as well. So if you didn't already have pre-existing events or hits that are in your analytics, you can use Measurement Protocol to bring in like offline sales of point of sale terminals as well. So there's kind of two ways, but the best way to figure out what's most suitable for you is to reach out to your tech manager on analytics, and they'll assess your situation of what you're trying to import, and they'll advise whether data import is most suitable or if measurement protocol is most suitable.
Great. Thanks, John. Now, let's keep talking about CRM data into Google Analytics. One of the latest features that Google launched for Google Analytics is the integration Google Analytics 360 with Salesforce. Now, every day, GA processes billions of customer moments. Salesforce Marketing Cloud sends billions of emails. And there are every day millions of leads and opportunities in the Salesforce Sales Cloud. Now, from this number, you can easily understand how much is powerful the integration between these two super tools. Thanks to the integration GA360 with Salesforce Sales Cloud and with the integration GA360 with Salesforce Marketing Cloud, we can finally easily bring all together sales data, marketing data, and campaign data. So basically, we'll be able to have finally the full conversion funnel, the full picture of your conversion funnel. And then, of course, you will be able to use these insights across for your marketing activities across Salesforce or across Google. But let's see in more details how this integration works. Now, the integration GA360 with Salesforce Sales Cloud. Once we link GA360 with Salesforce Sales Cloud, we'll be able to import in GA offline events from Salesforce. For example, you will be able to bring offline data into GA, and then so you can compare, you can also put together offline data and online data to have just a full picture of the entire sales journey. Of course, this is super good for reporting, but not only for reporting, because once you have this information in GA, and then you can use DGA for bidding, this information for bidding or targeting in, for example, Google Ads or DV360. The other integration is the one between G360 and Salesforce Marketing Cloud. In this case, you can import in GA email marketing event data, but you can also export data from GA to Salesforce. You can export reporting data and audiences. Yes, audiences. Basically, you can build an audience in GA 360 and then send these audiences in Salesforce just for emails and SMS direct marketing activities.
And just a question, when I'm looking at it here, is it possible to send data from Analytics 360 back to Sales Cloud? Is that possible?
No, John. Unfortunately, you can only send data from GA to Marketing Cloud,
okay.
but you cannot send data from GA to Salesforce.
Okay, Sales Cloud. Okay, great.
Now, I give you the floor again, John.
Perfect. So what I'd like to do is bring you through Optimize. So Optimize is our A/B testing tool. So it allows you to run experiments. And let's say, for example, here I'm a retail store and I have my original page set up, and I leave that as is. And I want to take the same page, put it into a second experiment, and I want to change the search box to the bottom or to the middle of the page, and then I want to move the products up higher in the visibility of the page. So what I'll do is I'll run an experiment, and I might split it 50-50. So it really allows me to customize and understand what the effects are when I make a change to my site layout. And it's super easy to use. Even I can use it, and that's saying something. So if we go to the next slide, with that, when we're on the topic of audiences, Optimize can be also used with your analytics customers. So imagine we go back to the example of where Giuseppe went through the custom funnels and he's following the user journey right throughout, and he sees at the checkout page, there's a high rate, maybe 30 to 40% dropping out at their checkout page before they reach the final area. We can build an audience on that and then control an experiment of doing one original checkout page, one as an enhanced checkout page, use exactly that audience, that the 20 to 40% that dropped out, and split them 50-50 and see the cause and effect of our changes. So you can use Google Analytics audiences by pushing them directly over to Optimize and trying them out in all your different experiments.
Cool. Thanks, John. So Rituals case study. Now, Rituals is a body, home, and gift brand founded in 2000 in Amsterdam, and they used conversion probability to build audiences of users most likely to convert, and then they used these audiences for their campaigns in DV360. So thanks to the machine learning of Google Analytics, they were able to increase their conversions, their sales by 85%, and decrease their cost per acquisition by 15%. But now let's watch the video. Please. Just a few seconds. Sorry. We are live.
Rituals is a body, home, and gifting brand.
Founded in 2000, we're actually the fastest growing bath and body brand in Europe. But in the UK and US, we're still relatively small. We have a loyal customer base, but our challenge is to reach new audiences in different countries.
For us at Rituals, it's extremely important to reach those people at the right device, with the right timing, with the right message.
We use Google Marketing Platform to allow us to have a scalable approach in a very pinpointed way. In Google Cloud, we basically store all our first-party data, which makes it really convenient to connect with Google Marketing Platform.
With having all the data in one place, it helped us be more effective, but also really grow campaign after campaign because we were able to use it in a really smart way. Google Marketing Platform really helps us with creating the right audience insights for the right products that we have. It's extremely hard to find a balance. How much communication should we push out there? We took a look at the conversion probability, and it says something about, are they likely to buy, yes or no? So we created audiences on purchase probability, and it's outperforming far the old manual strategy. I can now really focus on growth, looking for new opportunities, on expanding the campaigns, learning from the campaigns.
Before we used it in the US, we were growing at a pace of 50, 60, 70%, which is already quite high. Right now, we're moving at 200% online.
Within the machine learning capabilities of Google Marketing Platform, we really used it to increase our sales 85%, and also it decreased our CPA 15%.
The results are incredible. It actually helped us transform our whole vision. We want to be a global brand, and Google Marketing Platform facilitates that growth. We are now doing everything audience-based, and not only in the marketing channels, but also on the website and in the future on the app.
Three fingers. Put away. And then back. Escape the presentation. And mute. And then the volume off.
So, here we are back. Hope you enjoyed the rituals case study.
Perfect. So what I'd like to do is everything that we've covered today, I'd like to bring it back all together and help to visualize everything. So here, when we're looking at connected data enables advanced features, what we're talking about is if we look here, we see Analytics 360 at the epicenter. Now, as we covered, data flows both ways out of most systems. So if we look at Display and Video 360, we've got campaign data coming into Analytics 360. So it's helping to enrich our data set and understand how our users are coming from that platform onto our site and so on. But we can also create audiences and push it straight back out again. And it works similarly for Search Ads 360, Google Ads. Then we've got other areas like passing data out to BigQuery. Also, as Giuseppe covered, we've got Salesforce, so data going out to the Marketing Cloud and information coming back in, or if it's Sales Cloud, bringing in your offline events and understanding. With CRM, as I covered, we have many different ways in which we can do it. We can look at data import, or we can also look at measurement protocol. So there's so many things that you can choose from here to help to enrich your audience strategy. And we highly recommend reaching out to your tech manager. If anything there jumps out at you that you would really like to test, we're always happy to sit down and take you through how to best facilitate that. So with that, we'd like to thank you and open it up for some questions.
Yeah, questions and answer. Okay, let's. Do you want to start with the question?
So one of the first questions we have is, can we send audiences to optimized standard from GA? So with that, you can only send audiences into Optimize 360, the paid version of Optimize.
Cool.
You want to take the second question, Juice?
What way should I build audience using the range in session quality and conversion probability? Well, this is a good question. So it depends on what your goal is. Probably I recommend you, let's say, best practice, break the score down in three different blocks, low, medium, and high, and use the three different blocks and see which one performs better for your goals. But really, it depends on your goals, what you want to reach.
The next question then, this probably will fall with you, Juice, but happy to share. So if the SMART goals and conversion probability are to look at users that are more likely to convert, what are the kind of key differences or the pros and cons between them?
Well, let's say that the main difference between SMART goal and conversion probability is that SMART goal is just a remarketing list provided by Google. Conversion probability is a report. So in conversion probability, as we said just a few seconds ago, you can see the score. We have a block of different, let's say, tiers. With a score that goes from 1 to 100, and then you can choose based on your goal what to do. So remember, SMART goal is just a remarketing list. Conversion probability is a report in GA.
Perfect. Then one of the questions is any advice on how to track the size of your audiences in GA? So within Audience Builder, you will have an estimate size of what the audience is at a time, so you can always go in and check that. But also as well, when you push it out to the various platforms, whether it's Google Ads or on the GMP stack, Google Marketing Platform, you'll also see estimates of the size within the audiences section within each platform as well.
Cool. I think that we are going out of the time.
Yeah.
And so thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining this live stream session. Please don't forget to sign up to our GMP newsletter for the latest updates, and we'll come back with other live streams in the next weeks. Maybe in the next one for GA will be in September. So thanks again, and have a good day.